Hi, this is a brand new playlist, and I'm calling it Really Personal Updates. And I designed it because I was wishing that I could answer the 50 or 60 questions that I get from each of you individually every day. And I just can't do that because I'm also communicating with my 17 adopted kids and my 38 grandchildren. But then I realized maybe there is a solution. I realized that maybe I could create this new playlist on this YouTube channel so that I could answer at least a bunch of you at once. And so I encourage you to put your questions on the comments section of this new playlist. And I'll just respond as best I can. You know, I'm not assuming that group answers will meet all of your needs for personal communication. I know it won't. But I'm only one person, and so this might be one piece of the solution. So let's just play with this process for a few days and see what happens. So I'm going to begin with your most common question. And yes, I am so glad to report that Snow, that's my husband, is still very much alive. And yeah, he's still on dialysis. And for those of you who don't know, his illness is due to exposure to Agent Orange in Vietnam. And it devastated his kidneys so much that they no longer work. I think they work at like 3%. And it damaged the nerve endings so that he has tremors. So he can't even feed himself part of the time. And he has tremors for his vocal cords. I guess that's the way we would say it. So a lot of times people can't understand when he's talking. But oh, he is still himself. And I love that. And I want you to know that he's well past the trauma that so many of you heard about last year when he was dealing with both cancer. He had cancer surgery twice and the dialysis, all at the same time. But now our days are filled with gratitude for life and for each other. We're grateful for living in this time on this planet together. During this time in history when we can teach love and offer tools for helping people deal with the collective death and rebirth. So know that we're more than just okay. You know, they're always telling me that he could die at any moment, but he hasn't. He didn't want to, and he isn't still. And so rather than live in fear, celebrating one another is much more fun. I'm jerking a little bit here because my cat is rubbing against my legs and trying to jump on my lap. And yes, we live in a stunning rental house. The owner was planning to sell it, and then the virus came along, and she not only took it off the market, she said so that we could have a place to live, but she also lowered the rent. And in addition to that, we still have our guardian angels who pay our rent so that we can spend our time just loving the world. We are so blessed, so taken care of. We've lived for almost 40 years trusting that Source wants to meet our needs so that we can wake up every day waiting to see who could use some extra love. It's not that we have lots of money in the bank, we don't. But it's great training for allowing flow. If you're up for it, I would recommend it, highly recommend it. For example, if one of us has the sudden urge to go buy groceries or go for Mexican food, or that's his favorite, or Indian food, which is mine. And this, I'm saying that this back before we were in quarantine, when there were still restaurants open. But anyway, if we had an urge for a special food, I would simply state to the universe that we needed money to go to the restaurant by dinner time. And it would always show up. In fact, I don't think I've ever known something that I really wanted to do that I couldn't do because of lack of money. We made an agreement not to work any job so that we could be totally in service. And it's wonderful practice just to get up each day and ask for what we need. We just allow income, and I can tell you, it's even more delicious on every level because we know where that money came from. For example, it may have come from you. It may have come from our guardian angels. But in the long run, it all comes from God. And then here's another question that you've been asking. And it's why haven't I been posting more videos recently? And that answer is easy to explain. Over the last 2 weeks, I've had the deep and profound honor of helping 3 different people who have been leaving their bodies. This has been full time, as care is needed night and day, not only for the dear one who is passing, but also for families and community. So know that I do intend to continue this amazing process of creating videos for Spirit of Radiance. I haven't been so inspired, I'd say even passionately compelled, in a very long time. In fact, since I was raising our children. Doing this YouTube channel nourishes me so very deeply, so you can trust that these videos will keep coming. And I will keep coming back to this playlist to tell you more of what's going on in my personal life. So I send great love and blessings to you. Namaste.